Everyone, welcome back to the special episode. 2 months later, Taehyung was back in Jungkook's apartment, carefully rearranging furniture and adding stylish t- touch to the billionaire's bedroom. It has been a few weeks since the first dinner, and something had shifted between them. The playful fluttering had turned into something deeper, something that made Jungkook's heart race every time Taehyung looked at him. Taehyung was more than just charming, confident man Jungkook had made by a prank call. He was sweet, vulnerable in his own way, and completely captivating. Jungkook found himself wanting to be closer to Taehyung, to know him more. As Taehyung stepped back to admire his work, he turned to Jungkook with a cheeky smile. So, how does it look? Will you be able to sleep in this room now, or do I need to do something more magic? Taehyung asked, his voice teasing but his eyes soft. Jungkook stepped closer, the distance between them shrinking. It's perfect, he said, his gaze locking into Taehyung's lips, but I think there is something more you can do for me. Taehyung tattled his head, raising an eyebrow. And what's that? Jungkook closed the gap between them, his head gently resting on Taehyung's waist. I think you want me more than just a makeover. Before Taehyung could respond, Jungkook leaned in, capturing his lips in a soft kiss. Taehyung's body tensed for a second, but then he relaxed into the kiss, his hands sliding up to touch Jungkook's neck. The kiss deepened, slow and full of unspoken longing. When they finally pulled apart, both were breathing heavily, their faces flushed. That was unexpected, Taeyong said, his voice breathless. Jungkook smiled, his hand still resting on Taeyong's waist. Yeah, but I have been wanting to do that for a while now. Taehyung grinned, his eyes sparkling with mischief. I thought you were just offering me a job. JK, I was, Jungkook replied, but I think you are more than just a decorator. Taehyung stepped back, a playful smirk on his lips. Careful, Jian. If you keep flirting with me like this, I might just fall for you. Jungkook laughed softly. Moving closer again, too late, he whispered, capturing Taehyung's lips once more, and this time the kiss was more urgent, more passionate, as if they were both finally admitting that has been building between them all along. The next few weeks passed in a blur of shared moments, soft touches, and stolen kisses. Then continued working on the bedroom, but now their encounters weren't just about design; they were about something deeper, something more. Jungkook found himself falling harder for the charming, sassy man who had once just been a stranger on the other end of the phone call, and Taehyung, well, he couldn't deny that the way his heart fluttered every time Jungkook looked at him with those intense eyes. Maybe, just maybe, he was falling for the cool, charming billionaire who had once been a stranger whom they flirted for a prank, but now Jungkook was so much more than that. He was everything Taehyung had ever wanted, intense, passionate, and Taehyung, for the first time in a long time, let himself fall. It had been a few months since Taehyung first walked into Jungkook's life. His playful charm and sassy remarks slowly turning into something deeper. Their connection, which started with a dare and a simple bedroom makeover, has bloomed into something neither of them expected. From playful flirtation to passionate kisses, the more time they spent together, the harder it was to stay just friends. The days were filled with moments of closeness, soft touches, and sweet whispers Taehyung had long Scenes moved in with Jungkook helping him redesigning the apartment further, but their relationship had transferred beyond that. It wasn't just about creating a beautiful home anymore. It was about building a life together. On lazy Sundays, they would curl up on the couch, Taehyung resting his head on Jungkook's chest while they watched their favorite shows. They would still glance at each other, smile and teasing each other about silly things like the way Jungkook chewed his food and how Taehyung. One evening, as they were lounging on the couch, Taehyung suddenly sat up. Mrs. Serious grin playing on his lips. Uncle raised an eyebrow, intriguing. "What's on your mind?" he asked, as his voice low and full of curiosity. Taehyung leaned in, his lips brushing against Jungkook's ear as he whispered, "You know, we have been together for months and we hadn't been even talk about the next step." Jungkook's heart escaped a beat. His eyes narrowed slightly. "The next step?" Taehyung pulled away, his playful grin never fading. "Yeah, like how you are going to keep me around forever." His eyes gleaming with mischief. "I'm pretty irresistible, you know." Jungkook clenches, shaking his head. "You are impossible," he muttered, but his hand moved to Taehyung's waist, pulling him closer. "But I think I will keep you forever." Taehyung laughed, the sound making Jungkook's heart race. "Good, because I wouldn't have it any other way." Jungkook leaned in, then his lips meeting Taehyung's in a kiss that felt like home, a kiss full of promise and warmth. As they pulled apart, Jungkook softly whispered, I never thought I would fall for someone like you." Taehyung smacked his hand, cupping Jungkook's cheek. I told you, Jian, I am not just a pretty face, I am worth it." It was a chilly night when Jungkook decided it was time to take their relationship to the next level. The moonlight shone through the windows, casting a soft glow over the apartment. Taehyung had just finished dinner, laughing at something silly Jungkook had said, and when suddenly Jungkook became serious. "Taehyung," Jungkook said, his voice usefully soft, "I need to ask you something." Taehyung paused, his heart racing for reasons he couldn't quite explain. "What is it?" Taekook stood up, walking over to where Taehyung was sitting. He kneeled down in front of him, reaching into his pocket. "You have made me happier than I ever thought I could be these past few months with you. I can't imagine my life without you in it. So I have to ask." He pulled out a small velvet pouch, opening it to reveal a simple but beautiful silver ring. "Taehyung, will you marry me?" Taehyung's breath caught in his throat as he stared at the ring, his heart pounding in his chest. His eyes flickered from the ring to Jungkook's sincere gaze. You are serious?" Taehyung's voice trembled, his mind racing. This was it. This was the moment that would change everything. Jungkook smiled, a nervous but hopeful glint in his eyes. "I have never been more serious in my life." Tears welled up in Taehyung's eyes. He couldn't help but smile as he reached out to touch Jungkook's face. "Yes," he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. "Yes, I will marry you." Jungkook's face lighted up with pure joy as he slipped the ring into Taehyung's finger, pulling him into a tight embrace. They held each other for what felt like forever, their hearts beating in sync, knowing that this was the beginning of something beautiful. The wedding day, a few months passed, and the wedding day finally arrived. It was a day finally filled with laughter, tears, and so much love. The venue was perfect, elegant, yet intimate, just the way they wanted it. Taehyung and Jungkook had chosen to have a small ceremony with close friends and family, keeping things simple but meaningful. Taehyung walked down the aisle with his heart fluttering as he saw Jungkook waiting for him at the altar. Jungkook looked dashing in his suit, his usual relaxed demeanor replaced with a look of pure adoration as he watched them approach. Then finally he stood beside him, their hands brushed together, and Jungkook gaze softened. "You look beautiful," Jungkook whispered, his voice full of emotion. Taehyung smiled, his eyes sparkling. "You are not." He smiled, his eyes sparkling. "You are not so bad yourself, Jian." The ceremony was filled with laughter and love, and when it was time to exchange vows, both of them had to pause, their heart full of emotion. "I have never believed I loved at first sight," Jungkook says, his voice steady but full of depth. "But the moment I met you, everything changed. You have brought light in my life in ways I didn't know you were possible. I promise to love you, to support you, and never let you go." Taehyung smiled, his voice full of sincerity. "When I met you, I thought you were just some cold CEO, but you have shown me that you are more to you. More love, more laughter, more everything. I promise to always be your side, to love you, even on your worst days. You are mine, Jungkook, and I am yours." As they exchanged rings and sealed their vows with a kiss, their hearts were full of at peace. They were no longer just two people who had met by chance. They were soulmates bound together for a lifetime. The reception was full of joy and dancing. Taehyung couldn't help but laugh at Jungkook, trailing him around for the dance floor. Their friends cheered and their families watching with teary eyes as the two of them shared a quiet moment amidst the celebration. Taehyung said, his voice playful, "You have officially made me the happiest man alive. I might even forgive you for stealing all my snacks." Jungkook crunches, pulling Taehyung closer. "As long as you are still here beside me, I think I will consider it all worth it." And as they danced the night away, Taehyung knew that this was the night after their wedding was filled with soft glow and matching the warmth of their heart. The grand celebration had ended, and now it was just the two of them alone in their private suite, away from the world, and soft glow of the candles flickered gently, casting shadows across the room. The air was thick with the scent of roses, their fragrance still lingered from the bouquet Taehyung had carried from down the hill. Jungkook stood by the window, his back to Taehyung, watching the city lights twinkling in the distance. His thoughts were. Taehyung walked down to him, his movement slow, almost as if he were savoring the moment. He reached out, his hand pushing Jungkook's arm gently. Jungkook turned around, his eyes meeting Taehyung's, his the same warmth and love they had shared. All the day now reflected in their gaze. "I can't believe we are finally here," Taehyung said, his voice soft, full of wonder. Jungkook smiled, stepping closer to Taehyung, closing the distance between them. "I can't either, but I'm glad we are." They stood there for a moment, simply taking each other in the way their hearts beat in union. Innocent, the way their hands felt when they touched. It was as if time had. Then, with a gentle motion, Jungkook covered Taehyung's face, the thumb brushing over his cheek. Taehyung closed his eyes, leaning into touch. "I love you," Jungkook whispered. Taehyung's eyes fluttered open, a soft smile tugging at his lips. "I love you too." Was silent, except from the soft rustle of their moment as they stepped closer. Jungkook's lips met Taehyung's in a kiss, but was slow and tender. It was a kiss full of promises, full of everything they had built together, the passion, the laughter, the quiet moments. As they pull away, Jungkook's hand moved to Taehyung's back, pulling him closer as they both sank into the bed. There was no rush, no urgency, only the certainty of their love and the bond that had brought them together. The world outside their bedroom disappeared. It was just them, lost in the comfort of each other's presence. As the night stretched on, the room filled with whispered words, soft laughter, and moments of quiet affection. The love they shared was more than just physical. It was emotional, spiritual, and real. And as they held each other closer, knowing this was just the beginning, they both fall into a sleep, peaceful sleep, wrapped in warmth of their love. The end. So everyone, how was this special episode? I hope you enjoyed it. As you all were asking for a special episode about this story, so here I am with it. Hope you enjoyed it. Comment it down. How was it and how do you feel about it? See you again with the next episode of One Night Stand. Okay. Till then, take care. See you. Bye bye. Bye.